All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the More Show. You know what, parents, you might want to listen up to this particular segment because it may come up between you and your children. Caitlyn Jenner, formerly known as Bruce Jenner, has had one long journey. It's been very public, and her transformation has definitely been a topic of conversation. But how do you have that conversation with your kids, especially if they're underage, and how can we use this as a lesson for our daughters? So we brought in an expert, licensed therapist Aisha Grevenberg-Lewis is here to talk about it. Aisha, let's get right down to it because again, this is on social media, this is on TV, this is on the radio. You can't escape it.
Nope.
How do you sit down with your kids and start this conversation?
Well, the first thing you do is allow your kids to talk to you. Allow them to come to you, ask you questions, and you want to hear what they have to say. You want to be curious. You don't want to go in and give your kids your idea. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Okay, should we approach them or should we wait for them to approach us?
Let them approach us. But remember, the thing that Caitlyn had going for her is this huge Olympic success. This is a star.
Okay.
Before my time, but still a star.
Yeah.
Now, imagine that transformation. So imagine all the things that went into that. But that does not mean there's high self-esteem. Caitlyn was in turmoil for over 50 years. 50 years living, feeling trapped. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So imagine that pain. So when you have someone that's high achieving in your life, your children, it doesn't mean that they feel good on the inside. So that's what we have to remember. So you can be good at school, good at sports, but still feel locked in the inside and lost.
And so we should say this to our kids. What's too young to have this conversation, Aisha?
You know what? Just ask your children. Tell me how you feel. How do you feel on the inside? Use word pictures.
Okay.
So a child can't lay on the couch and tell me I feel exhausted.
Right.
Do you feel sunny on the inside?
Okay.
Do you feel like a thunderstorm on the inside?
Okay.
How do you feel? Use word pictures.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about the importance of being and loving yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Can you imagine even spending 2 years just feeling that loss on the inside? And what Caitlyn said is, I can't die like this. I can't die like this. So imagine that feeling as a child that you don't belong, you don't fit in. And we don't want our children feeling that way. So we want to encourage them, whatever you have going on, love it.
Okay.
Love it. Let's just be you.
Let's enjoy.
It is
This
heavy.
is heavy stuff.
But this is an opportunity. The whole world is watching.
Right.
And the whole world can learn to teach these children, let's be yourself. You're okay as you are. You don't have to change anything.
Okay.
And that's for anyone watching. Nothing about you needs to change.
Okay.
You are who you are.
It took a whole lot of courage
absolutely.
for Bruce Jenner to say, I'm no longer Bruce Jenner.
Right.
I am Caitlyn Jenner.
Right.
Let's talk about that part of it, especially, again, I want to keep the focus on children because I cannot imagine my 9-year-old son walking up to me and saying, Mom, he was a guy last year and now he's a girl.
Sure. And it's going to happen. It's probably happening right now today.
Yeah.
And what you say is, you know what, sometimes people feel differently on the inside. And do you think about your best friend? Don't you want them to feel good and feel relaxed?
Yeah.
You do. Mommy loves you. Don't you feel good about mommy loving you? That's the same love I want you to have for yourself and for other people. So sometimes people change, and that's okay.
Yeah. Should you go in depth when they ask their questions? Because I talk to a lot of experts, a lot of psychiatrists and people like you.
Absolutely.
And sometimes they have told me that if your child comes to you, that's when you address it. You shouldn't necessarily bring it up because you're the adult. You might bring up something that hasn't even crossed their minds.
Right. You allow them and then be curious. Well, what do you think about it? How does it make you feel? Are you concerned? Like, how does that happen? How do you be a boy and now you want to feel like a girl? What do you think?
Yeah.
So you want to encourage your children to talk to you and let them tell you how they feel. But the goal and the key is that it takes courage to be who you really are. And remind your children, I love you just as you are. You don't have to do anything else. I love you right now.
Okay.
Right now.
Good stuff. I think we're going to have this conversation a lot as a result of this big change that she just went through. Aisha, thank you for addressing this with us. We appreciate it. All right, Jason, over to you.